All right. Thank you for joining me. Hello, wherever you are in the world, morning, afternoon, late night, whatever it might be. Thanks for coming in and taking a few minutes with me. I know I can go on for quite a bit. I understand that. So I'm going to make this as short and as succinct as I possibly can, getting to the points of what this is all about. Um, what we started out with is, when you get the MLEI scores, what are you looking at? A better question is, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Well, you're looking for leadership talents, traits, tendencies. That's what you start really looking for as you go through these numbers of activity and maturity and that kind of stuff. Why do you do that? Well, it's really what's relevant for the individual. Where are their talent indicators? Where are the places that they show up? That's what you want to be able to start connecting to. Look at those numbers, see how they work, understand what they're saying, get behind the scenes and saying, okay, what is this person really all about? If you understand the MLEI, how it works, and what it's suggesting to you, you have now a bunch of questions that you can start querying them on in terms of, what do you work this way? Do you work that way? How do you think about these things? And as you sort through that, you're also kind of helping them sort through about how they operate. And it's a good thing. And if you're off, they'll tell you, well, it's more like this. And that sometimes they don't know. Truth, they don't know. The self-awareness amongst people is not necessarily all that great. We think it is. We think we're great at self-aware, but we're not. So, but you'll find out, oh, that's not me. But then a few minutes later, they'll actually come back and validate or verify what you're talking about to them. Now, that's big because it now starts this, what I call a significant connection between you and that coachee or that particular prospect that you may be working with in a chemistry call. Now, what happens if you don't have their MLEI score? What do you do then? You don't know what it is. Well, here's the great thing about it. This training is going to show you how to start recognizing those traits, those talents, those behaviors very, very quickly. You'll start being able to say, okay, they're showing up this way, they're showing up that way. You can start sorting through that stuff. So if you know, again, what to look for, even though you don't have their scores, man, you're way ahead of the game already. It's just not about a chemistry call. It's now about a validation call. It's about this, again, what I call this significant connection that you have with them. And so this begins a whole different direction about what's going on with them and how you're connecting with them and how they're seeing you, seeing them. Big deal. How they see you, seeing them. Huge deal. Now, what happens in that conversation is very different than just, what do you do, da da da, background, da da da, all the kind of stuff. The validation conversation is very different. And what you'll notice is this. Let me explain it to you this way. Have you ever seen any of those videos where there's been a wild animal who has been hurt, injured, something happened to them. They've been caught by somebody who cares about them, some sort of vet or animal people that take care of, hurt animals. Could be an eagle, could be a bear, could be a moose, could be anything. Um, and they take them in and they heal them. They take them through, sometimes it takes months for them to get healed. And then after they're all healed, and then they're ready to go back into the wild, releasing that animal back into its natural environment, right? That natural, where they live naturally, is a magnificent moment. It truly is a magnificent moment. You can just see the expression in terms of their body opening up and, breathing and going back out into the wild. It's a great, great moment. That's a little bit what it's like when you validate somebody. In that moment of validation, they kind of shed their shames, their things that have held them back, their beliefs. They in that moment, they just kind of shed that stuff, and they're freed. They're freed for a moment. You can see it in their face, and their bodies, and all that kind of stuff. That's that significant connection. That's what we're looking for. We want to get that in there. Now, that may be coming from shame, it may be coming from traumas that they've experienced, but the quicker that you can go in there and see them for who they are, not for their hurts, their brokenness, their thises, their defenses, all that stuff, just get to, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I get out of you. It changes everything. It changes the conversation. That's what we do here in this workshop, in this course, is to show you how to get to that point quickly, easily, and naturally. It changes the course of the conversation. It changes the course of the relationship. And it changes also the direction in which the whole thing can go. because we're not talking about just about validating, what they've accomplished, which is important, or the goals that they have, which is again important. Some of the milestones that they've set and the organization may have set from all that stuff is important, but it's the lens of how you're looking at how they're more importantly looking at themselves in this conversation, in this coaching that changes everything. You look through a lens that's good, good. That's great. You look through a clearer lens, a brighter lens, a more accurate lens. Things change. This is what this is about. Getting the best lens we can by seeing them as they really are, validating that, and helping them to come out of that, come out of that rather than all the encumbrances and limiting beliefs. We use that word, limiting beliefs, a lot. So that's all I'm going to say on that for right now. There's going to be not a podcast, but a blog that I'll be putting out tomorrow, and then another one later on in the week that goes deeper into that. After that, what I'm going to talk about is what are some of the tools that we use that help you get to that place of deeper understanding, more exacting understanding, the ability to understand, what's going on here using the MLEI and its different tools that ways to get information to help you again in this term, significant connection, significant relationship connection, you as a coach and the person you're working with. That's it for that. If you like these videos, just click on like. It's always nice to get a like on those things. If you don't, well, I guess you won't. Anyway, so wherever you are, make it a great day, a great night, whatever it may be. Talk to you again soon. And again, thanks and all the best to you. That's it for now.